kind of speed. This is where your navigator comes into the side of things too, because sometimes it's going to feel like you're going forever without a corner.
Yeah, well, you are sometimes.
Look at this, lush green pastures, red arid dirt, it's got it all. That's why 70 competitors have come from all over Australia to be a part of this great Australian motorsport event, the Griffith 500. You've got to be tough. These guys would do it tough doing the single deals. The 901 entry of Trevor Copeland. Oh, Burrows! What has happened here? Mark's in all sorts of trouble. The 901 car of Copeland is not having any dramas. The 455 is unleashed. We need to catch up with Burrows, find out what's happened.
Yeah, no, we've only got to probably about 40k mark, and it looks like we've got like a transmission problem of some sort. We're jammed in one gear and can't get in any others, so looks like that's our day done.
Well, Burrows not happy and, well, searching for a part out there. I don't care how good your internet technology is. You're never going to get one delivered in time. We're back on board with the wrenches. What heartbreak for Burrows! Wrenches hit a tree! Well, Les, it's all happening.
That's a damn big tree hit there, and it's shaking pretty well.
Man, that tree's probably been there for years, too.
It'd take a lot to shake that tree.
Well, the wrenches car continues. I don't know how much damage they've done. Is it right-hand drive or left-hand drive?
It's right-hand drive.
Okay, so he put himself into the tree, not the old man.
Yeah.
That was important. We're high above the 118 now of Hayden Bentley, doing very well. Gee, what a drama. It's all happening. Just a beautiful dirt there.
Yeah, good fun.
Absolutely. So many different textures of dirt, sand, rocks, all good stuff. I love it when they get on the gas here and you see them turn the tyres for at least 500 metres.
Yeah. Look at him fishtailing there. The power of that thing runs a 350 Chev in it, and it's just all power.
350 Chevy. Well, Chevys and big block Fords and all that good stuff is pretty well common currency out here at Griffith. Look at the speed as this thing starts to wind up big time now. Here is the Robinson entry. Closing in hard under brakes. Back on the gas nice and early. The 184 of Brian Robinson and Travis Robinson.
It also runs a 350 Chev.
As you do.
As you do, yeah.
If you can, you do, don't you?
That's right.
Not that you wouldn't think they're well known as good rally motors, but here is Swerven Irvin, the 203 entry of Shannon Irvin and Stephen Graham. Great shots here as they plough up the red dirt. It's section 3. There's 4 sections, believe it or not. The last one must be hell on wheels. We come and check out another one of the Warrnambool competitors, the 123 this time of Glen Owen. Now, these guys have really been serving it up.
They're leading the race at the moment.
Man, look at the pictures here. Just Australian flat earth as far as you can possibly see. Griffith, we said earlier, it's about 500 k's northwest of Melbourne, about 600 k's west of Sydney. And at the moment, you can see that it is barren stuff indeed. Still relatively green, considering the time of the year.
Yeah, good time of the year. We had a good year this year. There's some green stuff around, and this is just power track. This part of the track is as fast as you can drive your car.
Helps to have a navigator. I feel sorry for the guys that are just doing this deal by themselves. They've got no one else to blame but themselves.
Exactly.
Here we go, back on checking out another one of our buggies here. These things are phenomenally quick. Pretty lightweight too, wouldn't they be?
Power to weight, they're the best. They're the ultimate car.
The 111. These guys have really been pushing it. The Toyota Financial Services, Peter Kittle entry, David Fellows driving, and Andrew Kittle. And they also share it, by the looks of things, with Rob Richardson. So you can actually share your navigator stroke mechanic.
Yes, that's right. You can enter 2 navigators if you want to.
Is that the more favoured way of going about things?
No, most people have a navigator and stick to the one navigator. They get to know each other and know how they work, and that's probably the best thing to do.
This thing was very impressive in the Blue Dot stage. The Falcon-sponsored Mitsubishi. Very impressive. What category are we looking at here?
This is Class 7, which is a standard 4-wheel drive. Running gear must be standard. The engine can have work done on it.
Jeff Pickering, I think this is, in Glenn Watson, and we have an onboard camera at some point mounted inside this car, so I'm sure we'll get some great shots for you from an onboard perspective. Man, I've seen 4-wheel drives go well on the bush, but this is ridiculous. Look at this thing go.
This car flies, and Jeff's actually sponsored a class, so he's helped us along with this coverage too.
We love that stuff. Bentley locking up the brakes here, having a pretty good run as Bentley so far. Got to be happy with the way that things are going. 70 competitors in all. Here is the 901 now of Trevor Copeland. Doing pretty well. Got all the spares mounted on the back there.
Oh yeah, you need a spare on this track.
I noticed quite a few of the teams running PWR radiators too, the poor wheel stuff out of the V8 supercar ranks, so they want the toughest they can get, I guess.
That's right, yeah. That's Tangle's Connor there. He's Chev powered patrol in Class 8.
Tangles Connor. Where on earth do we get the nickname Tangles from?
Oh, you got to know Tangles to know his nickname. He's a good bloke.
I shouldn't even bother asking, really. Through one of these narrow gateways here. I think that's Copeland still, the 901. Blasting by our camera position. This Jeep is wound up, isn't it?
Colin's flying, yeah.
Colin Hunter and Bronwyn Humphrey. We now close in nice and tight on Coleman. It's great to watch these things really squat down.
Yeah, that's 350 Chev again in that one.
Because you can. Great pictures here from the Griffith 500 round 5 of the 2005 Australian Off-Road Championship. The 253 of Rowe, who's been pretty solid so far. Jeff and Liz Rowe, they'd be looking pretty good for a category win, I would think, at the moment.
Yeah, they run right well up in the Class 2.
Man, look at these trucks just squatting down and going at it. Here is Robinson, hard on the brakes again, locks them up. Oh, just manages to get it around. That was tight.
Yeah. Big straight before that corner.
Guess you really just got to wind it. Look how narrow the tyres are on these things.
A little Class 2 or 3, yeah.
Barnsey is the name on the car just then as it went past us. Through the gates again. Another one of the sedan categories or the four-wheel drive categories.
That's a Class 8 four-wheel drive, yeah. That's actually Doug Coleman.
Okay.
The dad of the other Coleman.
Oh, good. A lot of families involved in this sport.
A lot of families, yeah. Doug's been running for probably 20 years in off-road racing.
The 301 is now Peter Barnes and Sam Barnes. That's the Barnesy that we saw before. Phillips Foot on the side of the car as well. A lot of sponsorship involved. Now we're on board. This is Jeff Pickering and Glenn Watson. That was a worry.
Yeah, big hole there, big water hole.
These would be the only guys that actually could use air conditioning if they so desired. How rough is it here?
Oh yeah, there's some rough stuff out there. It's not all flat out open country.
It looked like it was to begin with, but I can't believe the size of the boulders.
Yeah, there's some big ones there.
Still, that's all you got to keep you going, that little red arrow.
Yeah.
Oh, the Porsche's back.
Yep.
Gotta love this thing. Look at the wheel clearance. It's never well, it probably does bottom out, I would say, at some of these jumps.
This thing jumps beautiful. The weight's in the back and it just handles the jumps great.
Greg Campbell and Sandy Wallace. Sandy's a great name for this rally.
Yeah, isn't it, eh? Yeah.
Describes the conditions.
Jeff again. Car's getting dirtier as he goes.
This thing is absolutely wound up. The local car wash. You have a car wash in Griffith?
Yeah, they do pretty well.
I bet they do. Checkers are out. The 123 of Owens, man, he is tearing them up here at Griffith. What a result for him, running very strongly. Coming through just then is the 108, following him through of Danny Auricht. So well done to him too. The double
David
one
Fellows.
entry. Fellows is consistent. Look at the Ford. Looks like the old Lounsey supercar from a couple of years ago. The Ute is flying. Great stuff. Here they come, the remainders, the wrenches just coming through. It's been a tough run for them. There would be a lot of teams very happy to see that black and white piece of fabric. The Porsche finishing very strongly. This will be one of the toughest stages that you have, if not the toughest, wouldn't it?
It is, yeah. It's a pretty, like, it looks all smooth and flat out there, but it's not. There's lots of rough stuff in this track.
And we still have one more stage to go, the fourth section, and that's where it's going to get a bit muddy as well. There is the 108. Danny Auricht and Brian Shern having a pretty good run as well. Man, there'll be some sore bodies too. These cars really take some punishment, and it hasn't all been smooth sailing. We've hit trees and done all sorts of things. These guys are really continuing on very well. The Pickering Watson Falcon Tyres entry, they're going to be happy with the way that things are going at the moment for sure. Man, buggies, utes, four-wheel drive wagons, it's all out there. Here comes Irving. These guys have done well.
Yeah, they're going all right, yeah.
Anytime you can get through to the third section, I would think you've done pretty well. They charge hard out of that heavy dirt. We're starting to wind up the competitors in this third section. Coleman with the tail squatting right down. These guys going very hard. Here comes the Ford Ute, though. It's time for us to get into the pit area and catch up with a few of these stars in just a moment.
Glenn, you're looking on course for back-to-back Griffith 500s.
Yeah, we're still running along quite well. We've still got a fair way to go yet.
So what's the plan for the final section, the final drive back? What do you aim to do?
Make as much dust as possible. Keep them behind us.
Shannon, the comeback is gaining momentum.
Yeah, we're still playing the catch-up game, but we had a good run down. We hit a tree earlier on on that section and bent the steering a little bit, so we managed to get home. That's about it.
So you're about 30 seconds off the leader. Can you do that in the last stage?
No, we'll give it a go.
Not a hell of a lot in it with just the return section to go?
No, there's still a long way to go, but the times are pretty close, so we've got to be careful not to make any mistakes on the way home.
And the plan for the return leg?
Pretty well as much as we came down. Just keep it clean and keep it all together.
Travis, bitter disappointment. You were 7th overall, came 5th in Section 3, but you've been disqualified. What happened?
Oh, one of the crew members filled up with short sleeves on, which is immediate disqualification if you're caught doing that.
So where do you go from here?
Back on the truck and then back to Perth, Western Australia, a whole 4,500 kilometres away for half a day's racing.